little bit about what I did. For major sevenths and minor sevenths, basically use any inversion of the chord, but change the root to the ninth. So that would be a minor seventh, changing the root to the ninth. If it was a major seventh, any inversion, then change the root to the ninth. Now, it's not entirely clear here if you were playing solo, what chord that is. We know the song really well, so we hear it the way it's supposed to be sound. But you might start off, with like a rootless voicing, like a voicing with the root in it, or don't change the root to a ninth. Keep the root in there, and it will sound a little bit more secure. All right, but one reason why we use this particular inversion of C minor is that it flows very nicely to one of our shape voicings, shape 2 of F7. And a 3-note voicing is a good way to go also. You don't have to put that extra note in there. So you just change one note. Now, the other way of doing this is this inversion, changing to the same chord, really, but we call this shape 1. It's the same as this, but it's down here. And also, you can do a 3-note version like that. But the reason it doesn't work so well in this particular song is because between the chord and the melody note, you've got this interval, which is less than pleasing. To my ears, it sounds fine, but probably better to go up here. Then we've got B flat major 7th, and I did put the root in there, though I could have changed it to this. And then, now, some of these measures will have 2 different chords, and you certainly don't have to use all of these rootless voicings that I've put on this particular page here that's down in the description. Just print it out. You could just use one of the chords, or you can use a different chord. There's lots of options here. This is just one possible way of getting through the progression. And here I, did a little bit of reharmonization and added a B flat 7th, and it's got a flat 13 on there as well. And this actually comes from one of the shape voicings like this, but I'm just doing the 3-note version of it, and that's going right into E flat. And you see here, I've changed the root to the 9th. And then I've put another chord in, just because to me it clarifies the harmony a little bit. And I put 2 chords in this measure as well. First, just a basic chord in root position, and then shape 1. Now this chord could be used a lot of different ways. It could be an F7th chord, but in this case it's an A flat minor 7, flat 5, and the 3rd has been moved up to the 11, and the root actually is there, and I just played it like this, 3 notes. So, it's a little harsh, but if you like it, use it. And then I just did a regular voicing because the melody is so low. And here, a root position chord would be great. Could be a minor 7th as well as a minor 6, or we have our rootless voicing. I've also covered all these tritone substitutions where you're going like F sharp 7th to F 7th, and then B 7th to B flat, and then E7 to E flat. So you can use all that too in your rootless voicings. See? So I went to F sharp, dominant 7th, and you can actually think of that as a C7 too, sharp 9. And here, this chord that I put in, I've called it B flat 7th, but it could be that tritone substitution of E going to E flat. So you see, just because I put something down on a piece of paper here doesn't mean, that's the only way to go. There's lots and lots of variations on this. And second ending, I did a little different. The melody's not as low, so. And there I went to the G minor 6/9. Now another thing you can do in that G minor is do a little blues thing, like that with your left hand. Something like that would be cool. Let's go to the bridge. Take it to the bridge. Now, that's the chord, but nothing wrong with that. But I'm just going to keep my left hand out of the way and put it down here. And then this is like another rootless voicing, just a basic diminished chord, which gives us D7 flat 9. And I left out one of the notes, probably the note that's in the melody. And here, a little reharmonization. You could think of this as two different things. You could think of it as like a G 7th chord or a D flat 7th chord moving to C minor. So now I'm using this chord because I no longer have a melody note here. There is okay, better anyway. And 3 notes or 4, it's up to you. I wrote the 4 notes in there, but you can use 3 if you like. And this is just a little reharm of 2, 5, 1. All right, if you know it in C, all right, this is just the same thing in E flat. Now my melody's up high enough to use this root position chord. That's a little bit harsh there, especially if you add the extra note in there. Maybe just that diminished chord would be better. Using another reharm here of F sharp diminished that we previously talked about. And then here's another 2, 5, 1. Going to E flat. One of the rootless voicings, it's shape 2 again. 3-note version. There's our diminished chord for D7, and we could, bounce back and forth that way. So I'm trying to use the chords that are on the page. When you get to soloing, especially on the dominant chords, you've got lots of choices. It doesn't support the original melody to go like this, because you've got 2 notes right there that are just clashing with that note. Not to say you couldn't do it, because you certainly can. I mean, it kind of works. But when you're soloing, you can put that F altered. It's altered because we have a sharp 9, not a regular 9. And you put a scale that fits with that, either the diminished scale or the altered scale. All right, they both start off the same way. So, all right, they both have all that in there.